Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Lit Talk, where we read between the lines of each story. I am Sarah.
I'm Mahonrai, and today we're tackling Shirley Jackson's haunting short story, The Lottery. Spoiler alert, it's not about winning a prize money of $1 million. Here's our thesis for today. In The Lottery, Shirley Jackson critiques blind conformity and the dangers of following tradition. The reader is forced to confront how disturbingly easy it is for ordinary people to be complicit in violence when it is masked by tradition, routine, and social pressure.
We are going to look at this story using the reader response approach. So, we will be focusing on our reaction, interpretations, and how Jackson pulls us into the story's terrifying meaning. Let us start it off with how she sets it up. The story opens with such a normal vibe. The morning of June 27th was clear and sunny. It sounds like a summer picnic. Kids are collecting stones like they are playing.
Exactly. It disarms the reader, like they were not expecting the horror. Jackson uses their assumptions against them. When they read it, they'll think it's just a silly town tradition. But by the end, that same normalcy became into horror.
But what really got the readers was how calm everyone was right up to the end. Mr. Summers is calling out names like it is a raffle tickets. No one questions it, and everyone just goes along. The men, women, and even children's.
That's where reader response really kicks in. As the reader, they'll keep waiting for anyone to speak up. But no one did, and that made them feel uneasy, guilty even. They'll ask to themselves, how didn't I seen this sooner? The scariest part is that Tessie Hutcherson, who ends up our victim, went along with it until she was picked. She jokes around, she urges her husband forward. But when she was chosen, she wails, and they quote, "It isn't fair. It isn't right." Close quote.
You're right about that, Mahon. That detail hits hard. It is not about how twisted the tradition was, but rather how ingrained it is to everyone in town, even the little ones.
The little children had stones already, and some gave little Davy Hutcherson a few pebbles. Close quote. This is what Jackson wants the readers to feel. Not horror on what's happened, but horror on how easily the readers let it. When they realize what is happening, it is too late. Jackson does not make them innocent, but they make them compliant.
So what does the lottery really says through the lens of reader response? The story begins with a calm, pleasant tone, leading readers to believe that the lottery is a joyful tradition, only to shock them with its violent conclusion. It tells the readers that evils is not always sin. It can range from their peers, tradition, or their lack of action. These twists create discomfort and forces reader to question how easily they might accept harmful practices if they were normalized in their own society. In the end, the meaning of the story depends on the reader's personal reaction and willingness to confront the dangers of blind conformity. I guess this will be the end of our podcast. Thanks for tuning. Once again, I am Sarah Jane.
And I am Mahonrai. Thanks for joining Lit Talk. If this story made you uncomfy, that means it worked.
And that wraps up today's discussion on Shirley Jackson's The Lottery. This haunting tale reminds us that sometimes the most dangerous traditions are the ones we never stop to question. Whether it's in fiction or real life, it's up to us to break the cycle of blind conformity and choose compassion over cruelty. Thanks for listening, and remember, not every lottery is worth winning.